felt it in you too. You felt it in you too.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Here we are. Episode 3, Premax Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I am J. Steve.
It's your boy TB. You already know what it be.
Premax Podcast. And, man, we got a lot going on in the country, don't we?
Oh, my goodness. Hoping
man.
and praying that everybody is staying safe at home or at work or wherever you are right now. This is going crazy
man,
right
the
now.
protest that's going, well, a lot of protests going on from George
Floyd, yep.
And very horrible situation event that happened. They arrested the cop. The cop
One
is
of them
charged.
One of them.
Murder.
One of them.
Hopefully he gets, George Floyd gets justice.
Hopefully so. It's honestly ridiculous at this point that a black man can have his literal face caved in on the side of a cement, being choked out by a knee, and killed live on social media in front of millions and billions of people.
Yeah,
it's sad when it can get to that point.
And most of the time, it'd be cops looking out for cops. But definitely this situation, you hear a lot of even the cops saying, "Oh, it was wrong." Now there are some. I mean, obviously you can't say anything against it that it wasn't because it's clear as day. Right. It is wrong in the video. It's clear as day.
Everybody knows it was wrong.
Yeah, and what's worse, the guy looks at the camera and
looks dead at the camera, looks at the people filming, doesn't say nothing, but you even see him smiling at one point in the video. Smiling while smuggling this man to death? Oh, my God. I would be madder and I would be more aggressive, but I let all my aggression out.
Yeah, and of course this led to a lot of anger, and it's that kind of anger where it's the rioting, the protesting, the looting. Yeah. It's where, blacks are feeling, we're feeling more like we're not hurt. At one time, when you do it non-violently, you don't hear you. You do it violently. Mm-hmm. They say, "Oh, look at them. They're acting crazy." Right. And now I think this is more a situation of, okay, you don't hear me? I'm gonna make you see me at least.
Exactly.
You're gonna hear us.
It's like you have no choice
now. I don't necessarily. I would say I never. I don't agree necessarily with rioting, but I understand their anger, because what I don't agree about it is because after they're done and they come to like their right mindset, because at the moment that they're angry, but once they calm down. Now, all those stores you just looted, all those stores you just rioted, that you burned, now you got to wait some weeks for them to get back to normal, to get to that store opens up again due to what happened. And now all those people in that city, they probably got to drive 30 or, maybe 20 minutes outside the city to go to a store to get the stuff they need, because they done burned down some of the local stores, which... local store owners, mom and pop stores, things like that. Those stores that got, looted and robbed, it's unfortunate, man. They have to suffer that kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of sad whenever people think about it, because some of the, like I said before, some of these are done for more than one reason. And so a lot of people aren't really in the right mindset whenever they're going out there rioting and looting. Yes, you have the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd protest that kind of fed into these riots. But then you also have the earlier riots that were done over COVID-19 that were still kind of being processed and going on to this day, molding in with these riots. Add on top of that some people who just want to see the world burn and throw in some fake riots here and there, always just to start some kind of controversy and stir the pot a little bit, make things more interesting. You got that going on. So it's like, well, now you've got three sections of people trying to sabotage the entire world, all
Yeah.
because one person set off a trigger in everybody.
Yeah, and you know, I just and like I said, protesting definitely. I'm all for that. You know, but
Yeah.
when it gets to rioting and looting, you know, you're kind of
Especially when the businesses that you're burning down are the same black people that you're trying to fight for.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
So,
Black
yeah, so,
Lives Matter movement that
yeah.
are rioting, I don't really condone, you know, burning down the businesses that are black owned and black run and, you know, black fueled, because that's the way black people are making the money out of the economy, and you're trying to fight for Black Lives Matter. So I can completely understand you rioting. Just riot in the right places. Like, all these people are burning down these local businesses. I ain't seen one police station that's been burned down yet.
No, what one did they did get to one
Really?
in Minneapolis? Yeah,
In Minneapolis?
yeah, they got to the precinct.
Really?
Yeah,
They got to the
boys in,
precinct.
Minneapolis ain't playing, man. They
Woo!
the first
Shows
night
how
they
late I
thought
am.
it was a police station. It was actually an apartment complex, old apartment complex. But the next night, oh, it was a police precinct. They didn't broke windows, set it ablaze. But I'm not sure if it was
Ooh-wee.
fully put the fire, but partial of it they put on fire.
Oh, so they
If
went
not
ham
partial,
next time
if
around.
not all of it, partial.
Right.
I think it was the third precinct. Yeah, that did happen, man.
And then they even went to the state capitol.
Yeah.
They went to the state capitol with this. It was crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is
These are
where it happened at. It happened
Right.
in
These are the right places to
This
protest at and, you know, set up the arguments at. Like the police precincts and the state capitals, the White House, like the Senate. Go to these places. The Congress, all these places are where the center of the business of the entire country is run. Like, these are where the problems lie, because there's been too much silence or hypocrisy on the behalf of the people in power. And yes, they are people too, and they have the right to be, you know, off.
Well, all right. So
But
like this. So
when
I
it's
did
gone
know that
too
you did
long-
release something also, which you have a little anger. You released a song that you had put out.
Oh man.
Talk a little bit about that.
Man, I basically, as soon as I heard the situation with George Floyd, all of the anger and built up aggression from Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Sean Reed, heck, even stems back with the Eric Garner situation, the Alton situation, the Philando Castiles, the Trayvon Martins. Hell, it even went so far back to Emmett Till. I just could not take the frustration of having to sit here in silence and deal with all of this systematic oppression that I've addressed with several times in the past any more than I already have.
What's the name of the song?
Basically, it's a remix of Jordan Lucas's song Devil's Work, where he talks about basically being sick and tired of these cruel people on earth, and he would like to send them up to where God is and bring back the people who seemed like angels and did way more good for the world than bad.
Yeah.
In that said song. And so I use that beat as context to address the situation at hand, and I addressed the way I felt and the way everybody felt, because everybody's so sick and tired of dealing with the way that the system is being run that we've gotten to the point to where we're rioting and looting. We've gotten to this point because people have procrastinated for 401 years on getting the people who helped build this country on the backs of our ancestors. And even still to this day, you're still mistreating these people. And everybody's sick and tired of people always mistreating the black people. It's gotten to the point to where people are tired of hearing about it, tired of seeing it. Like, now it's gotten to the point where people are tired of watching people die. And people at a young age shouldn't have to be seeing people die, and that's just kind of what triggered the remix title "Sick and Tired." It's just like I got so sick and tired that I just went on the mic, started freestyling half of it, and then the stuff that followed after, the stuff that I really needed to emphasize and put context behind, is the stuff that needed to be heard. Like, with all these children dying, with all these people suffering, with all these people being mistreated, unfairly treated, in the system, people wonder why the system is set up as it is, why black people are complaining the way they are, why white people are doing the things that they do. It's mainly because of how they're going about it. Everybody's going about it the wrong way. And the people that are going about it the right way are either getting ignored or pushed back to the side. And so they're subsequently subjecting themselves to violence. And violence is not the best answer. Never has been, never will be.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but
I mean that was the Malcolm X way, you know.
Yeah.
You know, fight violence with violence. You know, and the Martin Luther King way was fight, you know, non-violently.
Right.
You know, with peaceful protesting. You know, the sit-ins. That was more the Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X was more like, you know, hey, you gonna come fight us, we gonna fight back. So
exactly. And I feel
both,
like
but the thing about it, I mean,
I feel like with
both
the years,
both seem the one thing they both got in common. It almost seemed like both of them fell on deaf ears to the one that what it was trying to do.
Exactly.
You know?
Like
so
with
the
same select amount of people, who addressed Martin Luther King's way as the better way, they always wanted to disregard Malcolm X's way of doing things. But Malcolm X had so many successful trials and tribulations over the matter of his life. His stuff ended up reflecting on his own character and morality in the way that it did, and he had so much power behind him. And the same could be said vice versa for Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King had crazy power. Like, this man, without even being in like a march, can cause absolute damage without even being there. And then he could just tell people to stop and they'd automatically stop. Same thing with Malcolm X. Like, if you've seen anything regarding Malcolm X in the media or Malcolm X in the streets during like riots and whatnot, if you've seen anything that regarded to Malcolm X had power, man. And it's a matter of people trying to find that middle ground. People want...
Well, they actually, both of them, you know, when... because, you know, Malcolm didn't agree with the way... They both didn't agree with the way each other was doing it at first.
Right.
Until they finally came to a middle ground. And because, you know, I think they realized it later. Well, especially Malcolm. Malcolm realized later, you know, he even gained more respect for Martin, you know, as time went on, on what he was doing, you know, especially after what he was doing, dealing with what he was dealing with. But so that music, so that brought that out of you to be stronger in the lyrics, huh?
Absolutely, man.
And that's what I also want to bring about it too, is that a lot of songs that we know of, you know, and you know they were hits too, but that from past protests and police brutality led to some known songs. And one of the ones that, and like we was talking about earlier, Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye had an album called What's Going On. Yeah. Pretty much that whole majority of that album was about, you know, like police brutality, things like that. What's going on, you know, Mercy, Mercy Me, Inner City Blues. Now, you know, Inner City Blues more about, you know, what was going on in the ghettos, you know, in African American communities and what they was dealing with and poverty, you know, and all that. And it's, you know, it was strong emotions in it, and those songs had great power, I think, in when it came to representing what he was trying to say, because a lot of times whenever you see like some old footages of past police brutality or something like that, they use that Marvin Gaye song, like maybe that Inner City Blues or What's Going On, is definitely a big one as well. Mercy Mercy Me too. So I think these situations bring in music. When it comes to what we do, musically, this brings out strong songs that last for a long time. NWA, Fuck the Police.
Yeah.
Last for a long. It's still lasting.
Tupac died, made a song Changes, and you see where that stemmed off, right? 20 years later, it's being remixed.
So it's like these kind of songs that. These situations lead to, and it seems like this is a situation, with police brutality and everything. It's like you kind of wonder, is this ever going to end? Because it's been lasting since the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. It's still going on. But those songs, just as that still goes on, those songs that were that was built from that anger.
Yeah.
Still lasts just as long.
Yeah, lasts just as long. Stand the test of time. See through the changes that they made and the struggles that they had to go through.
And speaking for the people.
Speaking for the people, people that the voices of the voices.
Damn well, a lot of people was like, "Fuck the police."
Yeah.
At that time, So, man, it's like. Where do you, and of course I know there's probably, just like what you did, there's probably other independent artists, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of a major artist is gonna do some songs off of what's going on with this as well,
Exactly, and I feel, and I believe in this heavily because I know some things won't ever change. In some context of the aspect, but the fact that people have been fighting for this type of change for so long, and we have this anger built up inside of us during getting ignored while we try to build this said change, I feel like we're closer now more than ever to seeing said change because of the catalyst of George Floyd, because of all of the catalysts that kind of set us off with this anger and kind of drove us to what this country is in the middle of now. Because right now we're going through the thick of it. We got these riots, we got these loots, we came close to going to war with outside of China, we got COVID spreading all across the world, we've got all this craziness going on right now, which
I'm sure there is a songwriter out there and there have been songs that came out since like some of this stuff, like since COVID, people have wrote some songs, but I'm saying like this leads to almost like the best songs like being made to me. I mean, I'm not saying
I agree.
Unfortunately,
it's unfortunate,
the situation
but
that makes for those songs, but I think
the best songs come from the worst spots in some case scenarios. In a lot of case scenarios, because I mean, Michael Jackson, you could just look at his whole catalog and when they were released and see the different songs that he wrote. The biggest songs he ever wrote were in some of the darkest and hardest times of his life. The song
he had, Black or White.
He had Billie Jean with that whole scandal with the girl who said.
Yeah, well, I mean, but with Black or White, he really was saying,
Black or White, they don't care about us. They don't care about us.
Because, and that too,
Yeah.
That's another two songs that we just said right there.
Yeah, man.
That's strong right there. And see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm getting at there.
We are the world. Oh my God. We are the world.
From this kind of stuff going on, it's going to lead to some strong songs that last forever.
Exactly. And I feel like through those songs, they're going to lead to a lot of unification underneath any circumstance. Because looking at all of the situations that we're going through right now in this year, 2020 has been the most hell on earth year anyone's ever experienced. And in my opinion, I feel like it's going to go to that level of like solidarity where we're all like, okay, the world's kind of ending. We kind of got to link arms right now.
It seems like each month this year, man, there's been something.
Yeah, man. Every month.
Like each month.
The forest was getting lit on fire in Australia.
So for all you songwriters out there and all you independent artists out there,
man,
how you feeling about these situations? Write it down.
Publicize.
And if you acapella or to a beat, whatever,
do what you need.
I mean, yeah, put out what you mean. Yeah, because
let them know.
Put out how you feel, because and that's what I said before about artists. When you talk about stuff that is real and real feelings, not something that's fake, something that you really haven't felt, that you don't have gold chains, you ain't got a whole lot of money. It's a fantasy. If you don't have it, but it's your fantasy you want to rap about, whatever. But it ain't nothing like when you really have these certain images, like from a breakup, and you write a song about the feelings you had from that breakup. You
feel every detail and make sure people feel every detail with you.
Or that feeling you have from or when you finally did make some money.
Right. It's like, I got the money. You see this money? I got it. You know what I'm saying? Some people write albums about that. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's like, so in this, even so when tragedy like this, still it's gonna have a strong impact.
Yeah,
and I think that affects. That's why I think music is one thing, and I'm gonna say this: music is one thing that brings people together.
Absolutely.
No matter what, because even back in the day, like the 70s, when like the concerts, when back in the day when there was like segregation and all that,
Yeah.
But whenever they went to a concert, white people liked the Temptations just like black people did.
Mm-hmm.
And for that 1 hour at that concert, black and white people liked the same thing. And they watched the same group that they like. Just white people like the same thing, that same music that the black people at the same place are listening to.
You're absolutely right.
That 1 hour, they come together and listen to one group play a song. Of course, there's other people I'm sure that play, before the headliners and stuff, but they're there for the same purpose, to see the Temptations.
And I feel like a lot of artists nowadays are kind of keeping a common mindset on that. Like a prime example, Lady Gaga. She's got like this huge following from literally every spectrum. I feel like the only people that she doesn't really touch that hard or that often are like the male audience, like this heterosexual male audience at least. But everybody else listens to Lady Gaga. It's a crazy thing. And even then, like some of these guys that don't really listen to Gaga like that have heard several Lady Gaga songs and jammed out to it because she kills it. She's just a good artist.
And before I say about Lady Gaga, I mean, another thing is sport. I'll put sports and music hand in hand. I'm bringing people together.
Yeah. Because
people that's cheering for the same team, they go to that sporting event to cheer for that same team. They come together for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Either a basketball team, football team, baseball team, whatever. They come together for that one. Sports and music. That's why music is important.
And you wonder why there's a lot of black people in both.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's true. It's true.
It racially, and it's
everybody's trying to hunt for that equality.
And now, like what you mentioned with Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Speaking of Lady Gaga,
didn't she have a new album?
A whole new album dropped. Chromatica. Out of nowhere.
I'm gonna say this about Lady Gaga, bro. Lady Gaga, you know what? Look, I've always liked her style, like her beats, her style of music. She always had like dance type songs,
Right.
That was like, I wouldn't necessarily say club songs, but they were dance songs. Like at a party, you probably put a few Lady Gaga songs that wouldn't be too bad, no matter whose party you at. black, white, Latino, whatever.
Right,
You put
right,
Lady
right.
Gaga, put maybe two of them. Put two of them on the list. And a wedding,
Right,
you
exactly.
put Lady Gaga. But from when she had, back when, with Poker Face,
Right. Yeah,
and
Poker
I'm on the
Face,
Edge of Glory,
Edge of
and all
Glory,
that.
Bad Romance, Just Dance, the
But-
Akon and all that.
Yeah, so when she
Telephone,
changed,
Beyonce.
then she had some songs that she did that was still softer songs.
Yeah,
as
she
well.
alternated. She did work with Tony Bennett, and she did work with
Now she had the song with Bradley Cooper.
Brand.
That
Yeah,
they did
Bradley
together
Cooper,
for the movie,
Yeah.
and it did it win a Grammy? No, did it?
Yes, it did. I believe.
Okay, so and if it didn't, probably should have.
Yeah.
And so it Lady Gaga has over time. I think I wouldn't necessarily say she adjusted to the time. She still sticks with her style, but
Yeah.
she's just doing different kind of ways of doing it.
Exactly. She's doing different things, but in her own way, in her own style, the way she wants to go about it. Because in her mind, she's a product of a time. You know what I mean? She's a product of a very good and nostalgic time. Like the 2000s were crazy in all of the great ways. And I feel like she kind of had her hands over the 2000s and part of the 2010s. You know what I mean? Like when she first came out and had all of these huge hits, these dance hits, everybody started dropping dance hits left, right, and center.
Well, and then
so-
also, not to mention on how she dressed as well. She still
Yeah,
dressed with these
her style,
off the way, weird,
out of the way,
kind of,
like,
but
she
it was
wild
her.
with
It was
it was
different.
her. She
You
wanted
know?
to be her, and she chose to be
Yeah,
her.
but then then she went to a style where she stopped doing it. She took like not wearing masks or things like that anymore. Like her actual, you actually seeing her actual face. What she had, because she used to go to like Grammy events and things like that, dress crazy. And then she wear like a meat dress one time. I think she did a whole meat dress thing.
I
And
think
so
yeah.
now she just goes wearing a suit or something like that,
she
or
just
just a
does
dress.
what she wants to do.
I
She's
think
like
only one time I seen her with a dress. But now Chromatica, I mean, what the song with Elton John, I liked.
Yep, me too.
Sign from Above and Sign, people, SINE.
Yep, Elton John killed
Not
that.
for
I ain't gonna. Hey,
Elton John is
Elton
a guy
John's-
who can make music with almost anybody, probably.
I swear. Like this man, look, this man went from working the Fall Out Boy, did some work behind the scenes on a Young Thug album, like a Young Thug album. Elton John,
I mean, Elton John, man.
Eminem,
he,
Lady Gaga.
He's a man of many
Jesus
colors, man.
Christ.
I mean,
Tony, man.
what is he the 70s, he was big, with the rock.
Huge.
He was more that rock guy, playing the piano with the nice glasses and everything, the big glasses.
And he was all stylish too.
Yeah,
like he had that style of
then
his
he got
own too.
then the
That kind of
90s,
matched
he got
Lady
family
Gaga's
oriented with the
parallels.
Circle of Life for the Lion King, the Disney movie, and all that. But and then later on, you started seeing him featured with a lot of people too as well. But it's
Yeah,
not surprising
man.
he's with Lady Gaga. That kind of chemistry, they actually fit well. And that song, Sign from Above, actually, I did like that style. It's that dance tune. Song she had with Ariana Grande, what it was?
Rain on Me.
Yeah, Rain on Me.
Rain
Another dance
on
song. And then
Yep.
Babylon. Also
Babylon
heard
was
that.
clean.
That was another like dance song. It seems like she's going back to, the original Gaga. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm about to give y'all these dances again.
Yeah, and like I said, she's really good at what she does, the way she makes her things, and knows her consistency about it. Like she knows what she can make, how she can make it, and if she doesn't fit certain bills, she'll work hard enough to where she gets to that area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't expect her to have a song with Wale, but
And she had the one with Akon a while back.
and yeah, the song with
But
Akon.
what was the song with Wale? I never heard
It was a song called "Chillin" that she did with Wale, and
Okay.
Wale was Wale at the time. He was up there getting his own start, but it's a very, I think, popular song at the time. It was probably popular. It got 12 million views.
Chillin'. Yeah, it came out in 2009.
Yeah,
Looking at it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know. But
They've been on their stuff, man. But
it
look,
made number 12 in the UK charts, and it got to 99 on the Billboard Hot 100. So I mean,
like, she just fits the bill wherever she knows that she can, and like her doing songs with Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Blackpink, Elton John, Tony Bennett. She's just fitting in her pocket with all of these songs because she knows what she can
now
cover.
what
how she
genre
can
would you
cover.
put Lady Gaga?
Say it again.
Lady Gaga, like what would you classify her as, a pop? Rock?
I definitely classify her as pop.
You know, but she could get away with a little bit
Icon.
of rock. A little bit of rock. A
If
little
you-
bit.
Yeah,
I
if
don't know.
you've
I
seen
think
the
she can get
movie,
away with a little
if you've
bit.
seen the movie and you've seen the alt, like, she can get away with a lot. She can do whatever she feels like. She
Yeah.
can just do whatever genre she wants and get away with it because she's got the voice for it. She's got the range for it. She's got the talent for it. She's a roll around.
Now, I would
person.
say this.
So, I mean, yeah.
Some of the songs that she did in like the 2000s could have been classified a little bit with hip hop. Because you know how they be doing pop and hip hop. Some of them be kind of, they put on.
Yeah, they kind of interbreeded some of the
some of
dance
those
sound
songs,
into
depending on
hip
the
hop at
style,
one
how you
point.
do it.
Like you
But-
seen Chris Brown, Usher getting into that Pitbull
Yeah, they
vibe
that
and
kind
Flo
of. They
Rida.
sometimes be
and-
putting them with the hip hop. When I really see more Usher. Well, Usher has his songs that do be hip hoppers, but he came into the game more R&B ish.
He sure did.
Yeah, you know, and so he just can do both. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say the song he had, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's R&B song. That's
Right,
probably-
right. It's
be
more
like
like
a
a club
dance
hip hop
song,
dance song.
uh,
Like
But Daddy's Home, I would say it's like R&B.
R&B. Right, but then you got songs like Without You that he did with David Guetta and Scream.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, the songs that he did in the kind of dance limelight. I feel like those were kind of the catalyst. And then same with Chris Brown back in the day. He was releasing like Turn Up the Music and then the Yeah 3 Times.
Yeah,
song.
well, Chris Brown got some hip hop ones.
He's got all kinds of.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
he
hip-hop
go
ones,
both.
but I mean, like
he can get away
he
with
bounces
R&B
back
and
forth.
hip hop.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, I see what you're saying. So I mean, same for like Lady Gaga.
She kind of triggered that in the people. Like
Yep.
Flo Rida, he was strictly like, if you heard him back in the day,
Yeah,
strictly on his, you know, club bounce stuff.
Yeah.
But he didn't start getting into the electronica pop rap type of deal until the Lady Gaga era kind of took over that era. You know what I mean?
but I mean, I would say she's strictly pop now.
Oh, absolutely.
But at one time,
Hands
she
down.
could get away with doing both. But yeah, she's basically
Hands
pop.
down.
Yo, maybe
Pop.
she's trying to come back, try to take that pop spot back. Maybe she's trying to say Doja Cat, man. I mean, hey, bro, I'm still
Look,
still around.
hey, we can check that real quick. You
That
know what I mean?
that is about that time for
It
that.
is about the time
Billboards, huh?
for the Billboard Hot 100.
Oh, Doja Cat. She was in a little bit of stuff, huh? Wasn't she in the
Oh,
chat room that wasn't
man.
so lovely for her?
Look, you remember that statement I made earlier about Doja Cat?
Yeah.
I would like to say that she does have potential, but she's ruining her own potential
Yeah.
at this point with her little chats and everything going down. And
I mean, I still think
man.
she gonna last a little bit. You know, she had Juicy,
Yeah.
say so.
oh, I believe the same thing.
Um,
I believe the
You
same
know, so I mean,
thing.
of course, she had moved, but I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how long she lasts. But like I said, I'm still saying Megan
right,
Thee
here we go.
Stallion gonna be the female.
All right.
To last for a couple more years.
Okay. All right. You
say.
ready for this one? All right.
Calling
it's
it.
time to-
I'm calling it now.
We calling
alright?
it now?
Now, if I don't hear any more songs from her another year and a half, I will come back and say I was wrong.
Well, you might be right in introspective because we've got number 10 at Post Malone circles. Post Malone has been steady keeping that number. Like, he's steady been in the top 10 with this one song, Circles. I don't know what's so good about
The
it.
tattoos, man.
But it's
like
it's
the
retro. It's back in the day, upbeat 70s.
They like the tattoos.
They like it. I guess, yeah. I guess they like it. Number 9, we got Intentions, Justin Bieber featuring Quavo. It's an interesting song. Don't Start Now, still up there at number 8 by Dua Lipa. Number 7 is The Box by Roddy Ricch, still up there in the top, holding his own.
Box, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, and for people that don't know, the little that's him.
That is him.
Ad-libbing. That's not
That's
a
an ad-lib,
door or they put that in the
Nope.
beat. That wasn't in the beat. If you ever hit an instrumental to The Box, that it's not in there. You
It's
know,
not.
because that's his ad lib. He's doing that. So
Exactly.
those y'all been, because there've been people that's trying to
Exactly.
there've been people trying to make beats and they've been trying to make that noise. And it's like, hey, right, it's a vocal. He is
It
doing
is.
that. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not in
he's
the beat.
got to try. It's difficult. Although, speaking of difficult, number 6 is Life is Good, Future featuring Drake. Finally made it in there again.
Wait, is it the remix or is it the regular?
It's the regular one.
You ever heard the remix?
The remix of Life is Good?
Yes.
I have not.
You need to listen to the remix. I mean, of course, it's been out for a while. Look,
Right.
It's nice. It's nice, man. But go ahead.
I'm going to hold you to that. Number 5 is the 2C Slide, still up there somehow, some way.
With old Drake, huh?
Old Drake, good old Drake. Number 4 is Rockstar, the baby featuring Roddy Ricch. The baby's holding his own in the spotlight. Number 3 is Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. All right, and the top 2 are the top 2 we discussed last time. Do you want to discuss the order?
What, the top 2?
Yeah, the top 2 are the same top 2 we argued over last time. Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat.
I did the spot switch.
It did switch.
So who is number 2?
2 is Say So with Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj.
And
which
who
means
is
number
number
1 is Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce Savage.
Booyah!
Remix.
Look,
So
I'm telling you, the girl is gonna be around for a little bit, man. All right, and look, and the thing about Watch,
Hey,
whenever
she did everything perfectly.
I'm gonna call this out. Whenever Savage goes down, starts going down, when it probably gets to like number 5 or 6, she's gonna have another one in the top 10. I'm just telling you.
Hey, I believe it. It's always going to be hard finding that pocket, but I believe she can find her own. And the fact that it was as like mind-boggling as it was,
Right.
it and transcending as it was, I believe that she was going to be that trendsetter that we were going to see in the future, that smart businesswoman / rapper in the game that we were going to see, that was going to take over that top woman rapper spot, in my opinion. Like, overall, she's probably going to demolish everyone who either came before her and might even after her, because I've seen her rap off the dome. I've seen her rap the way she does rap normally, and she raps aggressively. She actually raps with content, which is better than a lot of people do off rip. A lot of people don't rap with content no more. So the fact that she raps with content and she's making a good like product with this content, it makes me happy as an artist that also puts content in his lyrics, that it still gives me hope that my songs or other people's songs or other artists can reach the top of the charts like she did. You know what I mean? Granted, it was a huge pull trying to get Beyonce on the charts. Well, not trying. Beyonce is automatic charts.
And mind you, look, I'm gonna
popping up anywhere. But
these songs are not on an album; they're on an EP.
Yeah, man.
This is an EP Megan Thee Stallion got going.
Right.
Okay?
So it's like,
just so y'all know, it's Sugar. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Savage is on it.
Yep.
You know, BITCH is on
Is
it.
on it. Yep.
You know, and yeah, I want to say yeah, both of those are on it. So it's like, man, this is a nice thing. Whenever she does the album,
That's gonna be the big draw.
that's what, you know what? I'm going to hold, and I don't want to speak too soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speak too soon. Now, you know how I always say, look, you first come out with your first album, yeah, of course, it's going to come popping. It's how you come out with that second one. Okay? I always use the example, Kanye West. But
Polo G.
because he kept coming back, you know. So Megan Thee Stallion, I'm going to count this as her first. All right, she came out with it. It's not the album, but it's the EP, but it had all these hits on it. So the album is going to be her second go around. How she comes back around. So I want to see, unless she comes with another EP again. But
now here's what I want to see on this album. I want to see as much diversity on this album as possible because I know she's got that capability in her.
Yeah.
Like I know she can hit whatever she can hit, does whatever she can does, and I love it the way she does it. But I got to see something different. You know what I mean? I want to see her do some hard bar back and forth. I want her to do some bar back and forth with Rhapsody. I want her to do some slow, smooth, like rap, sing song, R&B joint with her. Okay. That's what I want to see.
You can't ask her to do.
I want to see some good, man.
She
collab with some of these female artists, man.
Singing song, it's probably not gonna come out right.
No, not her doing the singing. Like her doing the singing. In a sense.
What you mean, like Megan Thee Stallion
like
singing?
H-E-R, her, the artist.
Oh, okay.
Collabing with Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay,
I want to see her doing like collaborations with some of these, you know, good artists. I want to see that on her album. You know what I mean? Like she did a collaboration with Beyonce. I know she got the capability to do something with her and take it up to a different level. And same with Rhapsody. I really want to see her do something with Rhapsody.
She goes hard.
I really want her to do something with Rhapsody. I'd lose my ever-loving mind if she did something with Rhapsody. I'd hands down say that's the bet. If her and Rhapsody did a rap song, and quote on me saying this, it'll probably be the best rap song written by any female probably in the next 10 years of all time. You can quote me on it if you want to, but they both have that capability, that aggressiveness. They both have the purpose, the drive, the will to do whatever they want to do. Like I'm telling y'all, like y'all don't understand, man. Yes, their styles are different in a sense, but if those two were to collaborate, I promise you it would turn out to be one of the hardest songs of all time. And it would probably set the rap world on fire. Quote me on it now.
I mean,
quote me on it now.
They decided to do it, but I mean, they at the meantime,
Meg, if you ever hear this, do it. Do it.
Look, all I'm saying in the meantime, I got my chips on Megan Thee Stallion right now. Okay. All right. I'm not. Look, I ain't putting all my chips in. I'm just pushing.
Like.
I'm pushing my.
A good
I'm leaving two chips behind.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say what colors. But I'm leaving two chips behind. But I'm putting the rest of the chips.
Right.
The Stallion. And well, it'll put like this. I think. Well, and also now I don't think I'm not saying I think Doja Cat's gonna last a while and pop.
Oh yeah. Right.
And pop.
Right. Doja's gonna cover the pop ground. And if Meg Thee Stallion and Doja do a little collab, then that's cool too.
But again,
I feel.
But hold on. Again. Let's not get too sold on Doja Cat quite yet, because this is still just the first one.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaving her kind of off to the side.
All right.
She's still good. She's still good. She's a great artist. But I feel like Meg Thee Stallion has the most potential to make one of the best female albums of all time. All she has to do.
Who, Doja Cat?
No. Meg Thee Stallion.
And she can have the best what album?
Best female rap album of all time. Might even outdo Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Might.
Let's not push it.
Might. I'm not pushing it. I'm not pushing it. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is the greatest female rap album of all time.
Album of all time.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is the best, hands down, female rap.
You know how many people she gotta pass up?
I'm saying, like,
she
has the most potential.
Big list you putting her in, and as much as I like
the reason why I say she has the most potential is because she has a draw on her now and so many hands in the pot. Like, she has so much to access to make one of the greatest albums of all time. Like, I always go back and listen to a lot of art back in the day, and I compare it to today and see how deeply rooted some of these artists were back in the day. And the reason why they had what they had was because the meaning behind their lyrics were always solid. And I feel like she has the potential and the draw to make it that big.
So,
you know what I mean?
I would just let you know, I still have Lil' Kim over.
I don't have my chips in her yet.
I still have even Nicki over her. I got Nicki, Remy Ma, you know.
Yeah,
there's
still,
some people because she's still fairly new coming in with it, but
it's all about her potential right now.
I will say,
like, if this second album comes around and it's as great as I hope it is, her first album, her second opportunity.
Okay,
when her second opportunity and her first album comes around with the potential I know that she has, if she takes full-fledged force on it, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm just not going.
Who's going to stop? Who's going to stop?
But we're just only talking off of potential.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't say
exactly. Yeah, just this is just potential. Y'all keep that in mind. I'm not
because it's almost like saying, man, if this running back came out of draft,
right,
and he does all the way there. God, he's better than Barry Sanders.
Right.
Like, okay. Let's put our hands
exactly.
Back
yeah,
on
we're just
here.
talking. Yeah, this is just potential right now.
Yeah. So
talking potential.
We could say she has at the moment she has potential to be a rapper that could last long in the game. Now, what she does when she as she progresses, then we can start saying because it's almost like because the same thing happened with LeBron James, bro.
Well,
this guy's coming to the league. He will outdo Jordan.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people still think that.
You know what? I'm just going to put this out here. I know this is a music podcast, but I would just go ahead and say this. Jordan is better. I am a Jordan fan, all right? And I think Jordan is the GOAT. And he is better than LeBron. That's right. I said.
Now, I'm not saying Jordan's better than LeBron.
I don't care. I don't care. No, I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is
number
that there
23
are people
is better.
Who are willing to argue the fact.
Ducking, shooting. All right. They have people. They might have people that think so. I have ammunition for days. I've argued with those people too. Bring it on. Bring it on. I will go on and on and on and still say he is the GOAT.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
Do you? He's number 23.
I completely understand where you're coming from.
Dunked from the free throw line.
But I feel like I feel like she has the stable head on her shoulders to do the right thing with her pool that she has right now. So if she does go for the things that I hope she goes for and capitalizes over it rather than kind of fumbles the ball like with some people, then she has the potential to be better than most of them.
Yeah. It'll have to be what it is. So, that is our time with episode 3. I am Jake Steve.
I am TB.
And it's the Premax podcast.